Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm actually creating a new dorm building in the world of Britechester for Foxbury Institute, and I thought that this would be a fun idea as it is back to school season. So this way I could create a new style for this building as well as decorate some dorm rooms, which are always a lot of fun because you can put so much personality into them. So I hope you will enjoy this build. If you do and you'd like to download it off of the gallery, it is available right now. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So actually going into this, I wasn't originally going to create a building. I just wanted to make some dorm rooms. I was going to post some like individual dorm rooms over on TikTok because I have a lot of fun doing that sort of like short form content. If you're not already following me over there, I am Miss Gryphi over on TikTok. It is linked down below. I'd love to have you over there. But I ended up actually starting to create a building. This is over on Tidal Tower, I believe is the name of this lot. You can see it in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And it's like a penthouse lot. So you can build whatever you'd like up here. And this ends up being a building that has 4 dorm rooms, 3 bathrooms, a like central living space. A public restroom is one of those bathrooms. The other 2 are en suites for the nicer dorms that are shared between 2 people. And then there is like a little cafeteria area and a bunch of outdoor seating as well. So it's got a lot included in this build. And it was really fun to do. I particularly liked decorating the dorm rooms. But I think figuring out a layout for this was really fun. I don't think I've done an actual like full-on dorm building before. I think I've only done the actual individual rooms, and I also made a student union at one point in time for Foxbury, like a few years back now. So it's been a while since I've done anything specifically for university students in The Sims 4, so it was about time. If you'd like to see any more things like this, do let me know. I'd be totally open to it. And you might recognize this if you follow me over on Twitch, because I did start this build on Twitch a couple of weeks ago now, so it might look familiar from that, but I finished it off of stream, so there is plenty you have not seen yet. But if you'd like to join for the streams in the future, I do stream 3 to 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Gryphi. It's a lot of fun, like coming up with build ideas together and watching something come from like just an idea to a finished product. We've been doing a lot of building lately, and I would love to have you join us. I might have to stop and start again with this voiceover a couple of times because I live in New England, and we're currently going through a record high heat wave. And in order to not have the air conditioner noise on in the voiceover, which is actually really loud and distracting, I have to turn it off. So it's very warm in my office right now. So if you hear sudden stopping and starting, that would be why. But we are inside working on the floor plan now because the outside was a really simple shape. It came together really quickly. And I don't actually end up using bunk beds in any of these rooms, but that's what I placed down just to get an idea of what I thought the rooms were going to be. And we end up having this like hallway that leads you to the 4 rooms. You can see the en suites that are going to be attached to some of those. And then this is going to be the bathroom that's for like the whole floor. It has the showers and toilet stalls in it. There's going to be a living space here. And this is where that little cafeteria item is going to be. That came with university. There's also one that comes with high school years. Not sure if that one's functional here or not, but I put the university one here regardless. It's also required, since this is a penthouse slot, to have an elevator as well as a trash chute and a mailbox. So those are all on the slot. I kind of move them around as I find the spot for them. And I also wanted to make sure we had tables and chairs for your Sims to sit down at, eat food, work on homework, hang out, whatever you would like for them to do. And I really like the doors that come with university that are for the specific dorm rooms. They seem really realistic. But we're working on the living room space first. I just wanted to have a couple of big sofas. I was thinking something more modern since this part of the world and this university in particular is more modern, Foxbury Institute. So I wanted this to be like a really modern dorm building. And I think I achieved it. Definitely let me know what you think. It's on the pricier side, I would think. It's like an expensive, nice, fancy dorm room, not like your average one. I wanted to go all out with that, but we could probably do something that's a little bit more like run down at some point as well. I think that could be fun. Or just like a more realistic dorm room, because I never lived in the dorms, but a lot of my friends did. So I saw what most of the dorms looked like, and they did not look like this. But I thought this would be fun to do for your Sims that might have a little bit more money or want to stay in a fancier place. So this in like the living room is pretty clean, but I have lots of like board games and there's pizza boxes and takeout boxes, some like dirty cups and stuff. But generally speaking, it's pretty clean. I feel like this is such an expensive space. I would think they might have somebody that comes by and does cleaning in the area. That makes sense to me anyway. And then we're just adding some pieces to the roof to try and make it look a little bit more interesting because I wasn't super happy with how the outside was looking. But now we're back inside and I am figuring out where to put all of these chairs. I wanted to have only a few in this corner so that way it was like tucked into the window. And I believe the tables and chairs are both from high school years. I feel like that works really well along with Discover University to create some realistic like school spaces. So anyway, bringing in my favorite wallpaper in the game, this wooden wallpaper from Eco Lifestyle. It is just so beautiful. I feel like it really pops in any setting you put it in. So I needed to put it in here. It just looks so high end and gorgeous. And the texture, I don't know. It's just my favorite. Any excuse I can find to use it, I will take and I will use it. But over here, I just wanted to have some like cabinets. I ended up putting a sink, a dishwasher, I think a coffee maker as well. And we're going to be swapping out that menu for a different one and putting a couple more decorations behind the counter. I wanted this to be relatively functional for your Sims to just use, but also have the area for them to just grab food from that little cafeteria item. So they can make coffee here and, you know, wash dishes and stuff. And I think a couple of the dorms end up having, or maybe only one of them has a mini fridge. But for the most part, it shouldn't be an issue. You could probably add a fridge in this area if you wanted to. It's just you can't have ovens or stoves on university lots or like dorm rooms in this game, which I think is interesting because I've heard that before, but it really depends on the dorm because like I said, I didn't stay in dorms, but there were a couple of different buildings of dorm rooms on the university I went to. And some of them didn't have like anything. You shared a bathroom with the whole floor. Your dorm room was just beds and desks. That's it. You could bring your own microwave and mini fridge if you wanted, but you couldn't have anything else. But some of the other dorms had full built-in kitchens that had stoves in them. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting choice that the Sims team made that you can't have ovens on any of the dorm lots because I feel like that just like, I don't know, limits us a little bit. But whatever. I didn't include any ovens here because that wouldn't have been allowed. However, I did also add a buffet table. I just added that in the kitchen here. And I ended up decorating it with this little guy that is, I believe, the lobster mascot from Foxbury Institute and a little sign next to it. And I ended up putting that sign a couple more places, I think out on the balconies. But first, we're working on the bathroom, trying to come up with a good layout to have the stalls and the showers. I'm going to be nudging everything around, trying to make it fit. These are the showers that are actually from university as well, so they don't have like embarrassment if your sim comes out of them. There's a couple of those in the game. I think the one from Outdoor Retreat is like that as well. So you don't have to worry about your Sims being all embarrassed if they get out of the shower when somebody else is there. I think they automatically change. But here are the sinks, just getting paper towel dispensers and like a soap dispenser and some trash cans and stuff. Trying to decorate it a little bit, but keeping it fairly simple because it is a bathroom. I do hang up some towels over by the showers, though. I put the hook of towels from Growing Together over here. So it looks like there could be a bunch of different towels for the different Sims that are staying in this dorm. I thought that was a cute idea, and then I just added a plant in the corner, so there'd be some sort of decoration out there. But moving out to the back deck area, I wanted to have some shrubs built in around here. I just thought it looked nice, so we're working on that now. And then I end up getting rid of the rest of the greenery in this area and making it all stone. We do have the, like, what is that called? Beer pong. No. Something pong. It can be beer pong. I put the pong table out here for your Sims to go ahead and play that. And I also put a lot of seating over here. And actually on one of the sides a little bit later, I'm going to be adding the bubble blowing station from City Living. So your Sims can utilize that if they'd like to. We also have the keg out there for keg stands and parties and stuff. There is a telescope if your Sims are interested in being killed by meteors. You have everything you could possibly want in university. And then I really wanted all of the beds to be matching, like the same style, because that makes sense for a dorm where the beds and the desks are provided. So I'm just trying to figure out some swatches here and throwing them around before I start decorating the rooms. And the first one I decorate is definitely my favorite. It's probably the one in the thumbnail. And it's for Sim who like loves plants. Maybe they're studying something revolving around plants in science, biology. I feel like this could be a really cool one to explore. And not all of the majors I chose are specific to Foxbury. I know this is a Foxbury dorm, but I feel like your Sims could, study whatever they'd like. And it doesn't matter which dorm or which school they go to. It's just like certain ones specialize in certain things. But I had a lot of fun decorating this dorm. It's very green, lots of plants. I loved all the posters I put throughout. I wanted it to look like they had a variety of interests, but definitely a strong interest in plants. So we have these ones growing over here in all of these different buckets. That is from the werewolves pack, but I felt like it just made sense here. Like found materials to grow plants out of. I liked that idea. And having all of the matching furniture from the university pack just made it feel so much more like a dorm. I feel like these are really good pieces that look exactly like what you would expect in a dorm room for the most part. Other than the colored drawers and stuff, that would probably only be that way if your Sims painted them in real life. So I did add this bookcase in here because there was extra space. This is one of the rooms that is a single. This is a really big bedroom. This is way bigger than singles typically are in American dorm rooms, at least. I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world. I'd be very curious to know, but this is like at least double the size this room would typically be, at least from my experience and like all of my friends' dorms. This is actually bigger than most doubles would be, to be honest. But anyway, adding some more plants over here. We have some that are just growing. I think the greenhouse haven kit came in so much handy for this, but I also have like base game stuff. We have a soccer ball in here. We have some items from the Blooming Rooms kit. I just wanted to have all of the plants, and any excuse to do that, I will take. So adding some more over on the bedside table. I also got a salt lamp and a place for them to throw down their phone and their keys. I just wanted this space to feel lived in, and I feel like I achieved that. I also got a water bottle over here and this really cute computer. It's like a tablet computer that came from the, oh goodness, what is the name of that pack? Pastel Pop. I almost called it just the Plumbella pack, but I guess you would know what I meant if I said that. But yeah, the Pastel Pop kit is adorable, and I almost never use that particular computer, but I thought it worked really nicely here. And then I just got a little clock on the wall and some like messy clothes on the floor, and that should be it for that dorm room. And then we're moving on to this one, and this is another single dorm room, and I'm trying to think what I made. This is for an artist. I was thinking of the other dorm room that we're going to be getting to in a little bit. But this one, I went full on for an artist. It's very yellow, and I thought that was really fun because I was really determined to use this swatch of the bed. And so I just tried to embrace it. And I feel like this rug in particular just really called out for us having a artist sim. It looks like paint strokes, and I just think it's really pretty. For when we get to the other two dorm rooms, they are both doubles, but I only decorated one side of each room. And then I have just like the basics, the bed and the bedside table and all of that throughout the rest of the room because I wanted to keep those open if you wanted to have a sim move into the space. I figured it'd be fun to share a room, or if you wanted to move some of the items around, you could probably grab like the artsy sim or the sim that likes plants and drag their stuff into the shared room and take one of these singles. But the other two have like half of the room taken by a sim and half of it ready for a sim to move in. So I thought that was a nice way to do it. So you have some options on which dorm room you have your sim stay in if you decide to move into here. Of course, you can just renovate the whole thing and do whatever you'd like, but I just thought that was nice. But anyway, I talked over a lot of the decorations I put in here. I think these couple of pieces from the Nifty Knitting Kit were so perfect. That pegboard with all the paints on it, I love it so much. I also got like the drawing tablet on the desk. We have that little cart of like craft supplies. And it's just a really cute room. It was also really challenging to try and decorate these rooms and make them look like they had a lot of personality without painting the walls. They pretty much have all white walls, and then they might have an exterior wall that has some stone on it. And I wanted to make sure to stick with that. I know the dorm rooms in the school I went to, all of the walls were like cinder blocks, sort of. They were like glossy cinder blocks. So like you couldn't even tack things up. You could tape things to them, but like you weren't going to be able to put any kind of nails or pins or anything in them. They were hard rock. So I wanted to have the challenge of not really being able to do too much to the walls. You can hang stuff on them, like depending on what it is and how you do it. Like command strips were probably your friend. but I liked the idea of not being able to paint them. Anyway, I added some art storage here. It's right in front of the window, which is probably not a very good idea, but I thought it looked nice in this space, and we're art students. We're going to live and we're going to learn. I just thought it was really cute, and then I added a plant over in this corner. I also really liked that mirror I used from the Pastel Pop kit in here. It's just like such a cool, unique piece, and it feels like it makes sense in this area. And then I just got a tiny TV and another little lamp, and I think that should be pretty much it for this particular dorm room. Do I get a plant in the back corner? I do. It just felt like it was missing something. But moving on to our first shared dorm room, the side of it that I'm going to decorate is for a student who is studying fashion. So we have this like clothing rack here from the Moschino stuff pack and some artwork that feels like fashion forward to me. So we have this like framed piece from Base Game. I also end up getting like one from Get to Work that has like a dress on it and a couple of other pieces. And of course, getting the matching bedside table and all of that. This sim does not have the matching closet because they have the open closet from Moschino, but there is another one of those closets in this room for whatever other sim you have move in. And then I just got some posters up above the bed. We were thinking they were into fashion, but also into anime. So I have a couple of posters indicating that, and we have some clothes and stuff around as well. I really like how this side of the room came out as well. I think it's such a fun idea, and having a sim actually working in fashion would be really fun. With that, I did add the digitalistic sketch pad, which I believe came in a Base Game update a few years back when we got some, what are they called? I don't want to call them work from home careers because that's not what they're called. But there's some careers you can do that are primarily like self-guided. And one of them is a fashion designer, and it came with that as well as like a big cork board to hang on the wall to put your inspiration on. So I added the sketch pad in that dorm room. And then this is their little ensuite bathroom. I only show this one. The other dorm room, it's pretty much exactly the same. I just have like a different rug and stuff, but it's the same layout. It's a very simple bathroom. I thought for having a double, it made sense that these rooms might have their own bathrooms. And that's also just kind of how the floor plan worked out. And then the other one is for the whole floor that we already decorated. But just getting a couple of pieces over here. We have like a cabinet in the corner and a place to hang up your bathrobe, and then we're into our final dorm room, and this one has one empty side just like the other one, and then the side we are decorating right now is actually for a athlete, somebody who is really into sports. They are here to do their sports. I don't know what their actual major is, but they are all about all of the sports. So I don't know which one. I put a bunch of stuff for various sports here. We have basketball posters, we have football posters. I'm going to be getting a football, I believe, some basketballs and lots of like signage and stuff. So we're just going to say they're here to play sports ball. I think that's the best way to explain it. And then I just got like a rug and some more equipment on the floor, a cute little backpack. I'm so happy that we have the new swatches on those Base Game backpacks now. I think they are so fun and add so much more personality to a space. And then just getting some stuff on the bedside table. I got this lamp and some like workout equipment that is from the Everyday Clutter Kit. And as is this hat, which I thought was really nice. And then just getting a couple more pieces on the desk. I was trying really hard to make each of these dorm rooms really different and have a lot of personality for whatever sim was going to be in here. This is the same clutter that was in the other room though. I just had to put it in a different swatch. Although it looks like it has Britechester on it, which is kind of confusing, but we're going to ignore that. I still liked the clutter. And then I ended up putting two of these over here. I tried to move them around, but it made the most sense to have them next to each other right by the door. And then I just moved the poster over here and readjusted it. I had rotated it with tulle so it wasn't straight on the wall. It was like more tacked up crooked. I liked how that looked. And then I'm just putting a couple of items in here. We have a basketball and a Lindsay speaker. So your Sims can listen to music or have it do whatever you'd like for it. A Lindsay speaker is basically like an Alexa. I'm spelling it so it doesn't start talking to you if you have one. And then this side of the room, I was just trying to figure out which color I wanted to have. And I left that one open for you to decorate if you decide to move on in. But we're outside now and we are working on this other little balcony. The other side is not accessible, so it's just got greenery out there. It's pretty simple. And then this one has a couple of tables and chairs. We also have a space for your Sims to play cards or other board games, an easel, and then out back, this is where I'm adding the bubble blower. I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to lay this out yet, so you can see me kind of figuring it out. But I end up just moving all of these little seats all the way around it. And I think that ends up working out really nice in the end, and it matches the whole rest of the outdoor area and gives your Sims another activity to do. So that is pretty much it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe if you'd like to see more, and if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for watching. Please enjoy the screenshots, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.